These are not from here. What's up guys, Vinny here with Secret Tweaker and welcome back to another video. Today we have our first impressions on the PUMA MB.03. Now this one is the La France colorway. It was one of the first colorways and I believe these were actually supposed to release last month. However, they pushed back the release date. I don't know for what reason, but from my understanding it was pushed back because I checked the release calendar on Puma's app and they were originally there for September, but later on they were pushed back to October. Now these do come in this box right here, the not from here with the Puma claw or with the Puma scratch marks. And I mean, the box in itself is pretty heavy duty, I would say. Presentation on these shoes, or at least for the Mellow line, has always been really great. Puma does have some basic boxes for a lot of their other shoes, but as far as the MB line, their presentation has been awesome. They do come with an extra pair of laces, which are similar to the green apple ones that come with the Kobe 6 Grinches. Now this shoe has been one I've been waiting on for a while. Ever since I saw the photos, ever since I saw the videos, saw a lot of other people get them super early. And honestly, I thought these were one of the best looking ones from the MB line. I personally would say maybe the one is still my favorite looking one, and then these are second. The twos were a little bit more bulky for me, but these ones seem a little bit more low profile. Now I do get how some parts of it are still kind of puffy and everything, but again, as far as the looks and whatnot, I would say these are one of my favorite looking ones. Now the other colorways I'm looking forward to are the toxic ones, and then also there was, I think these black and gray ones, or sorry, these red and gray ones that are also due to release. Super nice colorways. Toxic one though is the one I'm looking forward to most. I believe those are releasing at the end of this month. Now getting into the shoe itself, I've actually taken these out on the court already. I haven't actually played in them, just did a bunch of tests just to see how it's actually potentially going to perform. Now for the first impressions, as far as the traction goes, traction on these feature a multi-directional traction pattern. You do have the rare on the outsole again, and you have 2 letters on one shoe and 2 letters on the other shoe. Part of it is more translucent, and then the actual rare writing is a solid rubber outsole. And again, I said it's multi-directional. It looks like kind of like squiggly lines just going all throughout it, or you could, I guess, say like slime, like the slime collab in last year's. As for the performance aspect, it was actually gripping the floor really nicely. It had a nice loud squeak, and the court I was testing it out on was newly finished. It was a brand new court. I don't know how well it's going to perform on dust yet, but as for clean courts right now, it was gripping it super nicely. Didn't have any issues as far as slipping or anything like that. But again, I haven't actually put it to in-game testing. This was more so just a regular traction test and a squeak test, making sure that all of that works. Now, like I said, squeak, you do get a nice loud squeak from it. And if you like that feedback, it is definitely there. As for the durability of the outsole, it does seem pretty, I would say it seems pretty thick as far as the rubber compound goes. And the grooves are pretty nice and deep as well. So you could potentially take these outdoors and they should hold up. Now, like I said, the traction as far as gripping inside, it should potentially do just as good, if not better, outside, just because you're playing on a hard surface. It tends to attach a little bit better. That's from my experience. Don't know what other people's are, but that's mine. Now, as for the cushion, the MB.03 does feature a nitrogen infused midsole, which they call, again, a nitro foam midsole, and it's supposed to provide a lightweight package with great impact protection. For me, as far, especially in the heel, you do get a nice bit of compression. The forefoot is a little bit more lower to the ground and you do get a lot more court feel, but as for the heel, you definitely get a nice bit of compression. And that's been the case with the Puma All Pro Nitro and a bunch of their other sneakers, as the Stewie 2s, and going back to even, let's say, the Clyde All Pro. The heel has always been nice as far as the Puma shoes go, particularly starting from the Clyde All Pro to now. And then the forefoot, you definitely are more lower to the ground and it is more court feel focused. As for the cushion, I mean, nitro foam, definitely can't go wrong with it. And I've had great experiences from the first one to the second one. And also I'm having a great experience so far in the Puma All Pro Nitro. Definitely great setups. The Stewie 2s also, like I said, so far so good. I haven't finished testing those two out just because there's so many shoes and there's only one of me, so stay tuned and be patient for those performance reviews. Those are definitely coming, and I believe Scoot is also releasing his shoes soon. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the cushion setup is going to be pretty similar to the MB line, to the Stewies and all of those. Not bad, just doing whatever works already. Now for the fit, the MB.03s do fit true to size. I definitely didn't have any issues just as far as initial like pressure in the midfoot or the forefoot or anything like that. And that's been the case for me with most Puma shoes. They don't fit as snug as, let's say, something like Nike. It is a little bit more wide foot friendly. Now my feet are more normal to slightly wide, and that worked completely fine for me. I don't know how well it'll work for someone that's a truly wide foot person, but for me, being a normal footer, definitely worked great. I had no complaints, but sometimes I do realize that shoes start squeezing a little bit more once you start putting them on the floor and actually playing in them. Once I do that, I'll definitely have a better insight and provide that to you guys in the performance review. Now for the materials and the support, the PUMA MB.03s do say they feature a textile upper, and that's what it said in the sticker that was in the shoe. Now if you look on the PUMA website, it does say it features more of an engineered mesh upper. Both of them essentially the same type of material, it's just the way it's used that's different. They also say it features a TPU heel clip. Now I don't necessarily see that here. I'm showing it to you guys. If you guys see it, let me know. I don't see it. It's more of a rubber, or the outsole goes up to kind of the middle of the heel. I guess you could say TPU heel clip over there. But then the heel counter, or what would be the heel counter, is more of this neoprene material. As for like an actual heel clip, like let's say something on the LeBron Next Gens, I don't see anything like that on here. But the heel or the Achilles area is pretty nice and sturdy, and the lockdown whenever you do put your foot in is pretty secure. Now you also have this leather material on the tongue. The tongue in itself is pretty puffy and it is pretty perforated, so as far as breathability, you do get a nice bit of that as well, but the leather material is a nice touch, just a little bit more premium looking or premium feeling thing as well. You also have fuse overlays going around the shoe from the lateral side to the medial side, and then you can see the Puma scratch marks going through the shoe, and that's kind of exposing more of the mesh area where you can actually get some more breathability, and just that's because it's more open and textile. You do have more of the textile overlays going on top of the mesh. So overall, the shoe is pretty supportive. You have materials on there that are going to do the job, and they're going to do it well. This isn't going to be, I mean, you really don't get shoes that are made up of like leather or suede or anything like that anymore. But the materials that are used, engineered mesh and textile, that's what you get in most shoes nowadays, and they do the job well. And Puma has done a great job at actually keeping it at the price point that they've initially started at. So a lot of other brands, you'll see them using the same materials or using less and just gouging the prices up and up every year. But Puma's done a really great job of keeping most of their shoes, and pretty much all of their shoes, right around the same price. As for the weight, the Puma MB.03s in a size 9 do weigh in at 14.9 ounces. Now for a size 9, I guess I would say that's more on the heavier side, and if you do care about weight, that's what it is, so take it as you will. And for the price, they have done a great job at keeping it within the same range, so it does retail for $125. Overall, I honestly expect these to perform really great. Not much different than, I guess, the ones or the twos. The ones were definitely a personal favorite of mine. The twos were still great shoes, but it was a little bit more, I guess, fusey than I would have liked. And with this, for me, it doesn't feel as fusey as the twos, but I wouldn't say the materials feel as great as the ones. Overall though, like I said, I'm excited for these shoes, just like I'm excited for pretty much Puma's whole lineup. I mean, I don't know that they have a shoe that isn't going to perform well. They're probably another brand that's being super consistent and keeping their prices lower. You have Way of Wade, you have Puma. Nike is releasing shoes and they do have great performers, but for all the shoes that they have, I wouldn't say they're as consistent performers as something like Puma now or Way of Wade. And on top of that, their prices are a lot higher for similar performing shoes. It's just what Nike does. Adidas, I wish Adidas would have more of a presence in the game. I know the Anthony Edwards shoe is releasing soon. I'm also excited for the Dawn issue 5. The Harden 7s, they're a great performer, so it's looking like they might have a good lineup coming soon. For me, this year so far, it's been the Harden 7 that's been my only, I guess I would say, Adidas shoe that I've liked, or that I actually enjoy playing in extensively. Now, a lot of people do ask us where we get our basketball socks from, and the answer is we get them from Amazon. And if you guys are wanting a pair, we'll leave a link down below in our description box. So go ahead and click that and grab yourself a pair. They do come in packs of 3, and a pack of 3 costs just as much as 1 pair of Nike Elite socks. These things are cushioned. They also are ventilated. So they're great quality socks. They're pretty much Nike Elite socks without the Nike Elite branding. So again, click the link in the description and buy yourself a pair. If there are any other shoes you guys would like us to review, comment down below. For more content like this, please like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.